Good morning. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's edition of Maduka's Masterclass. Like we keep saying every time we have the opportunity to interact, the purpose of these masterclasses is to make public health, leadership, and health development skills and competencies commonplace among people like you and me who either work in the health space or have any reason to interact with the leadership or development role. We started I believe it's 2 weeks ago, with the Mastering MS Word and Google Doc. We have had the opportunity, the privilege over the past 2 weeks to look at a couple of issues. We looked at formatting, styles, and layout, demonstrated how to put in and use headers, footers, and page numbering. Last Wednesday, we looked at page setup and how to format tables and columns. The recordings for those two masterclasses and other masterclasses which we've held in the past, facilitation skills, also the one about technical writing. Many of those classes are on the YouTube channel. Many of those classes are on the YouTube channel. And I'll be putting the link to the YouTube channel in the chat box as we go along. So today, we will be focusing on issues around editing and collaboration, reviewing documents, putting in comments and edits, making your comments and edits anonymous, accepting track changes, how to work with track changes, how to accept or reject track changes. So welcome to the masterclass, and let's go there. So I'll be sharing screen so that you can see. So let me just take out this opportunity to appreciate everyone who has been a part of these masterclasses. Thank you for your involvement, your encouragement, your support. Probably wouldn't have been able to get this far without it. Okay, so let's go to the window that we are working with. All right, so you have a document in front of you that you want to work with. Part of what you would do or would need to do is to review. Apologies, please. So we'll show how to put in comments, how to put in track changes. But let's just go through an overview of the review tab. Again, it depends on the version of Microsoft that you have. If you have the newer versions, you should have a tab on its own called review. I'm not 100% certain what the older versions will look like. And of course, I've been encouraging you over the past couple of weeks to upgrade to the more recent versions of Microsoft Word, because the versatility, the things that you can do with it are quite important. There's a lot that you can do. All right, so let's go. Review tab. Let's look at what you can do. With the review tab, you can do editing and proofreading. So spelling and grammar check. You can look at a thesaurus. A thesaurus is a compendium of alternative words for any particular word. And then this is where You can count words, characters, lines. Many of us, when we write documents, those documents come with a word count. And you're supposed to do 5,000 words, 20,000 words. And you want to be sure that you are on the straight and narrow. This is where you can do that. Again, word count, the language that you are using, I'm not sure if you can see, let me just move this away, is also at the bottom of the page. You can see where my cursor is. If you follow me down to the bottom of the page, you see where my cursor is. So it's telling us that this document is 1,605 words. It is majorly written with the United States English, and so on and so forth. All right. So let's come back. Spelling and grammar. So if you click on the small arrow, you see spelling, you see grammar. Now, it's because of spelling that spelling and grammar, or just spelling, is ticked. It's because it is ticked. That's why you see this little red line underneath certain words that are considered not to be correctly spelled. Not to be correctly spelled. So if it is spelling, you would see that it is a ragged line. It's not a thick line. It's not a thick line. If it is grammar, for example, if you see this, it's a thick line under although, and when you click on it, it tells you your problem is punctuation. There should be a comma before although. So you either go put in the recommendation or you just click and it puts in the recommendation for you. Now, if you see, so that's what Microsoft Word can do. However, another very fantastic app for proofing and editing is Grammarly. I encourage you to download it. There's a free version and then there's a paid version. You can start with the free version, install it, and then attach it to your Word documents. And you'd see a whole advancement in your ability to proofread. So some things you would see are from the editor in the Word, and some other things are from Grammarly. So, but let's focus on editor in Word and see other things that they can do for you. So like I was saying, a thesaurus. A thesaurus is a word, a compendium of alternative words. So how does it work? You highlight the word that you would like to find an alternative word, and you click on thesaurus. It says we couldn't find any similar word. Let's look at another word. Let's look at another word. Thesaurus, luxuries, treats, extras, extravagancies, indulgences, bonuses, amenities. You decide. Let's use lives, extravagancies. Lives, extravagancies. Let's see. I thought I highlighted it. Lives, extravagancies. Let's see. Okay, so whatever it is, let's look at it. Let's click on the thesaurus. So you click on the small arrow down and click on insert. Okay, that's how you change the word. So instead of lives, luxuries, I've changed it to extravagancies. Now, this is useful when it seems like you're using the same word many times. It's useful because what it helps you do is, okay, is there an alternative word that works? Yeah, that works. All right, let's make progress. Let's make progress. Let's look at word counts. Let's look at word counts. Let's look at word counts. So if you click on word count, it tells you the statistics, the page, the document statistics, how many pages, how many words. When you say characters without spaces, sometimes when you want to publish a journal article, they'll tell you, they'll specify the number of characters. So you can, and then characters with spaces, paragraphs, the number of lines, and all of that. If you want to include text boxes, footnotes, and endnotes in the word count, you just click on this. All right, you just click on this. However, many documents, many writings that you're required to do will ask you not to include text box, footnotes, and endnotes. But if they do, it's fine. So this just gives you an idea. Now, if I don't want to know about the whole document, I just want to know what's the word count for this place that I have selected. What's the word count for this that I have selected? So what you need to do is to highlight what you want to identify and the word count. Yep. Pardon me. You see 114 words, and so on and so forth. So this is helpful for you to keep track of what you're doing. If you're going above the stipulated and recommended word count, then or other characters, editing characters, then you can come back and make adjustments. Like I said, you can also find it at the bottom. So you see 114 of 1605 words. All right. Okay, so we've looked at this. I'd like us to look at spelling. I'd like us to look at spelling and see how we can set our spelling. If you click on it, it will tell you all the spelling issues. It will tell you all. So you can decide to ignore one, ignore all, add a dictionary, or you can decide to click on options. It takes you to the proofing, and then you can set your language. You can set your language. You can set some things. Oh no, this is not for setting language. This is for autocorrect options. This is for autocorrect options, where you have the options of what you want to do. So, but this is language. This is language. And you see English preferred, English preferred. So you can English, you can click on UK English. You can click on UK English. And say you prefer that. Okay. Another way you can change the language is by clicking on it at the bottom. Okay, this is the easiest thing. Click on it at the bottom. Change proofing language for current document or selected text. Well, I mean, the language should be consistent across the entire document. So change for current document. It is in English United States. Let's change it to English United Kingdom. And I've double clicked it, and you can see at the bottom, English United Kingdom. I mean, the reason why this is on a video is that you can, if you think I'm too fast or you didn't get, you can always put on the rewind, click on the rewind button, and let's go. All right. Okay, so let's spend some time looking at comments. So still on the review tab, look at this new comment. New comment. Now, how does this happen? You ideally highlight. So this is like you're reading a document. So somebody has sent something to you, or it's even a document you have generated, and you are reading it and you are trying to edit it, proof it. You highlight and you click on new comment, insert a comment. You can see if you have a modern version, pardon me, if you have a modern version, you can see insert a comment here. Yeah. Ah, cool. So I've inserted a comment. This is just any random comment, just to show you how it works. If you don't click on this arrow to post your comment, it will not post. All right. So that's that. Now here you can come and edit your comments. Yes. Look at these three dots. You can delete. You can resolve thread. Okay, like when somebody makes a comment and sends to you, you can reply the comment. No, please. The language is UK, which is what we want to use. And then you post it. So you post it. Now you can click on resolve thread to show that, okay, you sent this comment to me, I've responded to you, I've resolved it. I've resolved it. I've resolved it. Or you can just post it and you don't have to click on resolved. So if somebody sent a comment to you, you send your response back, then the person on his or her own end can say, okay, this is resolved. Edit. The comment can be edited. Any comment can be edited. You see the button I pressed. Let me go back and show it again. That's the edit comment. And then you can just edit, change something, and click on good. All right. And you can like a comment. You can like a comment. All right. The newer versions have this, where you can like a comment. So you can do that with comments. And once you had a couple of comments, you can keep going down to see all the comments that you have done. You can now, many times, for those of us who are asked to give feedback on documents, sometimes you do not want your name. For instance, Omosibe Maduka. If you send me this document and I'm supposed to do an anonymous review, journal article, whatever, blinded anonymous review. So I don't want you to know it was me that you don't call me and say, "Ma, see this your comment." I don't want to have conversations. Or I want it to be anonymous so that I take my personality out of it and we deal with the issue. So I can anonymize my comments. All right? I can anonymize my comments. How do you do that? You click on file. You click on file. Click on options. You click on file. You click on options. Under general, you will see personalize your copy of Microsoft Office. Now you see my name. I'll change it. I've changed it. So instead of Omosibe Maduka, which it would automatically pick, by the way, if you have a version of Office Microsoft that you need to sign into your account to use, like the 365, it'll automatically have the name you used to sign. So you can go change your username. And you click on OK. You click on OK. All right. And you click on OK. Now, sometimes you will need to close the document and open it back up for the changes to take effect. All right. We need to close the document and open it back up for the changes to take effect. All right. So that's about that. Another way you can anonymize. Another way you can anonymize. I hope I can remember. Okay. So you click on File, on Info. Excuse me. Properties. See that? File, Info, Properties. There's a small arrow beside Properties. Click on it and you will open up Advanced Properties. I believe you can see. So when you click on Advanced Properties, you see the author is almost again. I've changed it. And click on OK. If you don't click on OK, it won't affect. All right. All right. So again, when you do this, you will very likely need to close the document and open it back up for the changes to take effect. Best to do this before you start putting the comment and all of that. One more thing to show you, and that is track changes. Track changes. Track changes. So still under review, you see this icon called tracking. There's a small arrow beside it. Again, it depends on your version. You have different versions that have different ways it looks like. But click on that small arrow and you see track changes. When you click on it, there are options for everyone, just mine, log tracking. So just click on for everyone. That means whatever track changes you make, everyone can see. All right. So what happens with anywhere you have done track, when you've activated track changes, is that if you make direct edits, you delete. So you can see I've deleted the old thing. What was there is still sort of like showing. And then what I've added is showing in a different color to show that, oh, this is edited. There are changes. These are the changes that have been made. Pardon me. So as I'm correcting the document, the changes are shown. Yeah. So there are other things that you can do. There are other things that you can do to say markup. Now, markup is the edits, you being able to see the edits that were made, cancellations, additions, and all of that. And you can actually change the settings for all markup. I think this one sometimes confuses people because if, for example, I have simple markup, if this is the setting, you can see that you're not really seeing anything that I have changed. You're not seeing anything that I have changed, even though I have made some changes. So it's until you go and click on all markup before you can see. No markup, which means they're not there at all. Right? For simple markup, if you see simple markup, you see a line here. My cursor is there. Let's go back to simple markup. There's a line. All right, and then you can click on this to say show tracked changes. When you click on the line, the changes come up. You click back, it goes back. The reason for this is that sometimes when you're using track changes, the document now looks very ugly, looks very untidy. So you want to keep the document neat, but at the same time, you want to put in some changes. So some people don't know this, and then they'll say, I didn't see any changes you made. But the track changes are here for you to see. All right. Okay. Now, accepting or rejecting changes. Accepting or rejecting changes. Tracking. Click on tracking. So you click on accept or you click on reject. So you click the arrow down, accept and move to next. Accept this change if a particular change is highlighted. Accept all the changes shown. Accept all changes. Accept all changes and stop tracking. Once you say accept all changes and stop tracking, it will not all the tracks, all the suggestions will be implemented and everything will stop. All right. Or you can reject. You can reject changes one by one. Reject and move to next. If you do that, you can see the changes I'm making are leaving. So play around with this and see how it helps you. So comments plus track changes, a powerful way of editing, reviewing your documents. All right, I think this is how much we are able to take into this class. I'm sure you will have questions. Please watch the videos again. You can send a comment on the YouTube page underneath this video and the video description. And we can have a conversation there around your concerns. All right. Thank you for being an important part of the Masterclass Masterclass. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget to please go on the YouTube channel, like and subscribe so that you can get updated on any future videos from Masterclass Masterclass. Bye.